Capra aegagrus hircus, or domesticated goat, and do very badly when separated from the pack. Carbuncles. So named because of a stippled, knobby hide that resembles the painful dermatological condition, the skin of the modern carbuncle is a deliberate evolutionary adaptation in response to a shrinking habitat. The hide of an adult carbuncle is actually one enormous striated callus, made as a result of long and painful exposure to volcanic or mountainous elements. Much like tree rings, the fine layers of a carbuncle's hide may be separated and counted as a decent estimate of age. Ranging from just a few ounces to the size of a small raccoon, the carbuncles are often mistaken for rocks, until they shriek, show their teeth, or blink one of their dozens of heavy-lidded eyes. Chupacabras. Variously described as resembling a dog or a large scaled reptilian creature, the chupacabra has characteristics of both. It is indeed a carnivorous reptile, descended from a prehistoric genus of reptiles known as parasaurs, roughly the size of a large wolf. It is thought that chupacabras may have emerged as a distinct species due to a catastrophic environmental change, which might have also necessitated their move away from an herbivorous diet. Although associated in popular imagination with drinking blood, especially that of livestock, chupacabras are primarily scavengers. Because drought, however, is the chupacabra's primary source of environmental stress, monsterologists have previously observed mixed communities of chupacabras and zuppies, a cooperative relationship due to the zuppie's ability to go without water. It is theorized, then, that chupacabras drink blood either for the limited hydration it provides, or, more interestingly, to collect it for the zuppies in their pack, as zuppie teeth are too small to penetrate an animal hide. Cockatrices. Described in mythology as an aberrant winged monster with a dragon's tail and the head of a rooster, advances in paleontology have discovered the quite obvious connection between the modern cockatrice and its ancient ancestor, the pterodactyl. Like other members of the order Pterosauria, cockatrices are flying reptiles and have close relatives in various species of flying gecko. Diggles are small, sociable, and do better in stands of 3 or 4 members. Covered in scales made of a ridged calcite, they are extremely sharp to the touch and look superficially rather like English roses, but with razor blades instead of petals. They molt their skins annually by exploding and may be softened through regular application of warm milk baths. Despite being terrible swimmers, they have relatives in the Paracentrotus lividus or sea urchin species. Dragons. Almost innumerable species of dragon once existed, and there are still likely undiscovered species living in remote and jungle areas. Direct descendants of pterodactyls, dragons originally evolved in underground caves, likely as a result of an environmental or atmospheric disaster that wiped out most other dinosaur species. It is the retreat to subterranean caverns that is responsible for their definitive trait, fire-breathing. In the absence of oxygen, dragons became selectively aerobic, meaning that they do not require oxygen to live, and can instead metabolize other gases, like methane, commonly released by bacterial growth and hot springs underground. In the presence of oxygen, however, the methane in their metabolic tracts becomes an agent of combustion. When the dragon breathes fire, he is actually regurgitating gas. The motion of the dragon's highly textured tongue adds just enough friction to generate a spark. Dungaroos are so named likely because of their resemblance to miniature kangaroos. This is a classic example of taxonomic confusion, related to the early naturalists' habit of using recognizable and physically obvious traits to classify species, often erroneously. Dungaroos are in fact amphibious creatures and are related closely to the Lithobates catus bayanus, or bullfrog. Full-grown dungaroos reach 35 pounds on average, much of their weight concentrated in the musculature of an enormously powerful set of hind legs, which allow them to spring more than 8 feet in any direction. Dungaroos have a peculiar method of ensuring gender equality. After gestation, the female lays 2 to 3 eggs directly in the pouch of the male, who will then hatch them over the course of 30 to 45 days.